So as we were saying, why we would use cold over heat for blood control being one, and swelling being the other ones coming from various injuries that we have to control and make it feel a lot better. The reason why we would alternate with heat and cold, again, are just possibly some muscle injuries or sprains and strains where we may have to loosen up the muscle, and cold won't provide that, whereas heat would. So we don't want to use heat by itself because we want to keep that swelling and everything down as well. So we give a little bit of heat to release and loosen up those tense muscles, and then we would go with cold and go back and forth, and that should provide relief.
Gotcha.
Okay. The only thing that's left here, Chris, is a triangular.
I was actually gonna also talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't have it with me. It's probably in another room. It's a little hand splint. You know that little long.
Oh
little
yeah.
I was gonna just see how it was made. I was gonna get that on film there.
If you want to pause it or shut it off, I can go track one down.
Okay.
Old splints, so I'll open this one up. Just that
And this is used for when a patient has arthritis or something, right?
Tendinitis,
Tendinitis.
yeah. Tendinitis and the rest. This is what we call a working splint. Okay, it just goes from the crease of your palm up midway of your arm. So all it is, if I open it up, is a metal splint. Okay, a little bit in rough shape. Sometimes you can just use half if that's all that you have. We have used them in the past where we've made them out of just half of a wooden or a metal splint.
Gotcha.
But for this scenario, we're gonna fold it in half.
Okay.
Here. Okay. And we're gonna just kind of go 1/3, 2/3 again here, just so we get the right length from palm to mid forearm.
Okay.
And because we don't want it that wide, we would bend in the sides. Okay, and then bend in this side. Okay. If you don't have one of these built in your first aid kits or somewhere in your truck, it's highly recommended that they're built prior, just because they're a little bit difficult to mold once your patient's sitting in there waiting. So now that we have the thickness, and we're going to measure it again. So we'll measure here, just going up to, again, mid forearm. We usually give a little bend in it here, upwards, so it just fits nicely in the palm, still giving that patient full function of their fingers.
Gotcha.
Okay. We don't usually just put this directly on the patient, so we would take either a triangular or possibly an ABD pad here, and we would roll it up to provide some padding. And again, it would just sit in the patient's palm like this.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then we would use one of these, a crepe. We'd start from up here and work our way down to the fingers, leaving out our thumb. Okay, so that one
Great.
is that. The only thing left is a triangular. I'm gonna scooch all this stuff over here so I can open it up nice and wide for you. So how they come folded, they're always folded a couple times. This is a narrow, so as we unfold it, we see this folded over again into the middle, and then our ends again. So this here is what we would call a narrow bandage, something that we don't use very, very often as a narrow bandage, more so as a broad, but in a circumstance like this item here as a narrow would probably be used for a figure 8 around a leg splint, just to tie 2 splints together at the bottom or tie some legs together. That's what we'd use this for. If we unfold it one more time, we now have what we call a broad bandage. And this broad bandage we do use quite a lot. We would use it for any bleeds that we do have as a loop tie, We would use it as transverses if we do a sling to prevent that patient's arm from moving up and down on those bumpy roads. This bandage here is used quite a lot. We like to keep things broad to prevent a lot of pressure being put onto that patient. And if we open it all the way, you can see that the triangular is exactly that, but a triangle, like that. Okay, a right angle triangle. Okay, the measurements on it I'm not sure of, but just some key points to remember when we're working with triangles or triangulars for slings. The point, this here is what we consider the point, okay? These two longer skinny ends are always considered the ends of a triangular. This point always goes to an elbow when we're doing slings, whether it be a large arm sling like this or a tubular sling like this. Is there anything else, Chris?
No, I don't think there's anything else actually. I think you got pretty much covered everything.
Is there anything else you'd like to?
Can you think of anything else?
I don't think so. No. I think we've pretty much.
We covered most of it, eh?
Yeah.
Well, the saline, I mean, it's not a big deal if you get the stuff in the cut, is it? Or sorry, this stuff, is it a big deal? Is it gonna burn?
It may sting a little bit because it is soap. I mean, soap is soap.
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal, no.
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, you may flush some into it when you're flushing it.
Yeah.
But because it's watered down, well, not watered down, but diluted with some of this, it shouldn't
Yeah,
be.
saline you wash, that's where you purposely that's the one you wash the wound with, right? Saline?
Flush it. This is what we wash it with.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's right. Flush on the wound. This is around the wound.
Yes, this is what we would put.
Can you use normal water? You can use
Uh,
normal water. Saline is normal water, isn't it?
It's got a little bit of salt in it, and it's boiled and cleaned.
Okay, this is my thing.
Yeah.
We have see it. I didn't see you guys have it here at all. Washing the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
What do you use? How long do you wash it for?
Okay. Cleaning the equipment, we use 1 part bleach, 10 parts water, like a chlorine solution. Okay, to wash utensils and stuff like this. Okay, that's different. That we use an isopropanol solution.
Oh, do we have that on the units?
You should, yes.
Yeah. So okay, so for now.
Yeah. So if you want to clean up the floor of your MTC or something that
Yeah.
has lots of blood, we use 1 part bleach,
Yeah.
10 parts water.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any utensils, so scissors, forceps, that's where we use that isopropanol.
What do you use for this? Same thing? You'd use for the basin or the kidney basin? You'd use isopropanol too, or?
I'd probably use bleach for that. Only
Really?
reason being is utensils are stainless,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why isopropanol. Whereas other things it's bleach, and bleach would kill anything. that
And the
would be-
isopropanol is kind of like bleach in a way?
Like it, yeah.
Okay,
it
so
does,
it can-
it does the same thing as bleach.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I think, and then we let that dry for about. We let them dry, right?
Yes, let
and
them
then
dry.
do you dry? And then what do you? You can't really. Oh, just let them dry. So you
Yeah.
don't dry it off with anything.
No, just let them dry. Let them
Okay.
air dry.
Okay.
Yeah. Because as long as it takes to kill anything, that's how long it's going to take to dry. Just like if you're using rubbing alcohol to clean anything or
Yeah.
to kill anything or do anything, or spray nine, okay? Well, spray nine's a little bit different, but alcohol or like those Lysol wipes that you see, okay? Don't ever blow on them or
Okay.
nothing like that, because however long it takes for it to dry, that's how long it takes it to actually disinfect and to completely clean.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's everything. Thank you.
You're very welcome, bud.
All right.
I'm going to go throw